form the mountains this way. There's technique similar to this, but that is not controlled. It's like crinkle technique. They crumble paper, and then we can mount it to make it flat. I probably can try that later.
But you don't have to put it on the plexiglass. You could use that brush and put it right on your paper, correct? Or no?
Yeah, you can go ahead and try that.
Yeah.
If you want.
No, I mean, but you can do it right on the paper. You
Yeah,
don't have to do the glass and
but it won't
upside
give
down.
you this texture. The particles, like a pastel effects. This rubbing kind of thing. This
It'll
is,
give it different.
yeah, this is more like the feeling I have for the landscape here.
That's right.
Yeah, because if you use more like this, it's more like Chinese landscape with a lot of moisture and rain, drizzle. Here is very dry, so I try to convey that kind of feeling. So we don't use much water wash. I just use a dry brush. I mean, I use this to create a dry kind of atmosphere, not wet mist, but dry mist or hay. What do you call it? Yeah, that kind of, the air kind of thing. I do see that in different layers of mountain between them. You have some kind of like clouds, but you don't really see that. Like if you live in the clouds, you don't really see that either. It's like mist. I'll show you something like that. You can. I think something like this part. It's, with this brush directly, right? You can do that. This is called the split brush technique. We use partial split hair to kind of, you can draw lines or dots. It's very spontaneous. You can have a pine tree. Let's just do that. But this is a little bit too big. The forest. And then use water to kind of create some misty feeling. This paper doesn't bleed, so you kind of have to use water wet into wet to generate bleeding effect.
How do you do a minute?
So you can wet into wet to generate this kind of mist feeling. Just define the tree a little bit, trunk, make it a forest. So this is what we call Nanking School. It's my hometown, Nanjing, actually in Chinese Mandarin. This artist named Fu Baoshi, who is good at this kind of split brush technique. I have some video online introducing this. You can also get some video on DVDs I have today in the class.
Are you from Nanjing?
Nanjing. Yeah.
Oh, I'm Dongjing.
Dongjing. Oh.
开封。
哦，开封。东京，西京是西安啊。
Yeah.
Try to identify the bridge, the dragging vein. I have a video DVD called The Dragging Vein that introduced this concept, and also the idea of 开合 means opening and closing. That kind of. Whenever you have a, have you ever heard have you ever seen a bonsai or miniature landscape? Yeah, that's the term they use in making the miniature landscape. A group of rock is one opening and closing. So one is the peak, and then the other, the secondary or subject to the main. So less and less detail in the farther, less and less detail to the farther grounds. Okay, now you can dot some red, maybe wash some brown this time. Randomly, just never complete. Every step is less than you expect. Just do a little. So overall, the pieces together the things you want.
You should always leave the center empty like that.
We need to keep the empty space somewhere. It's like I consider like the O shape. So in the beginning, I already see that. I tried to simplify it into O, C, S, maybe something like that, or V. Yeah, whatever. The remote thing. Oops. This is a side brush stroke, basically is the slant. But when I do the line, I hold the brush this way. When I do the wash, the brush like that. It's a mind landscape. There's no rule really tell you other than you are the creator. So you make your own universe. Don't follow anything else than your intuition. So basically, you try to save the void part, the empty part, as much as possible. So you will transcend, the.
Oh. Didn't make sense when you said that.
Oh, you did a very nice job.
Yeah.
Was that painting on the wall the same technique?
Yeah, it's the same kind of approach. It's direct. Now we're going to do a demo of dry mounting with silicone paper. The silicone paper is a heat-sensitive film, adhesive film. It comes with a backing paper, and the film is on top. So the shining side, the film facing the back of the rice paper. The back, so it's not a lamination; it's the opposite on the back side. Okay, and it's also called backing. The purpose is to get the wrinkle out. You remember we squeezed the mountain ridge to paint the lines, the contours. Now we're going to flatten it. That's the purpose. So for any Chinese painting, you need to have this step to see the final result. Also to enhance the color. So you put a piece of paper any paper on top of it. You just iron on very easily with a home iron, household iron, set to temperature to wall. Today I try to do it fast. I usually set it lower than wall, so it will take a longer time. Because when you get familiar with your utensils, you can do faster work. So the movement, the pace, it could be different from person to person. You need to experiment with your art. You can use some not important art to test it.
Mm-hmm.
And after,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
What temperature?
Our temperature is between 170 to 180 Fahrenheit.
What number is it on your iron?
That's a good question. I just said it's wool.
Whoa.
A little,
Warm?
before, I think between silk and wool is fine. For small piece, I use that lower temperature. The higher ones, you have to do fast. I like it higher, and I can move faster. If you have lower temperature, you go like this.
You don't have the steam on.
No
Steam.
no
No
steam.
steam.
Oh, actually, that's a good point. Yeah, I think after spray, the wrinkle is minimized.
Oh.
So I iron more, so there's no wrinkle. See?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I need to iron on the back also. Oops, there's some bubbles here.